Okay. And now, I'm not going to try to change the tone too much right now, but for those of you that have heard me speak before, I'll usually have one or two good rants in me. And there's enough to rant about these days. Before I get started, though, I want to thank the group of labor people that are here.
I know you do.
Well, I don't understand why people don't get it. What we were doing back in the 20s and early 1900s to workers was awful. What has transpired has been tremendous, and maybe there's been some imbalance. But you know what? That's what you have birthdays for. You work on those imbalances. But the attacks that have occurred in the recent past are just wrong. They're just wrong. They're part of the systematic unraveling of what has built this community. Those wages going up are what supply and fuel Main Street. And it's that simple. And we need to watch out. It's one of the things that I have on my checklist to be careful about. And if labor's wrong, then they shouldn't get it. If labor's right, and they'll have to fight for it, they should get it. But to attack a group or to attack people, or to see racism raise its head again, or to see all of this stuff that's going on, that it really has a base of hatred in our country, there is no room for it. Period, end of sentence. That's not, you're on the cusp of Easter, and people wear bracelets that say WWJD. What would Jesus do? What would Jimmy do? What should we do? This room's okay. This room's okay. This community takes care of itself. But I'll tell you what, when you fight about gay marriage, when you fight about guns, when you fight about abortion, and you spend all of your fuel doing that, then what's left to address poverty? What's left to address crime? What's left to address hunger? What's left to address health care? If people can convince you to fight a windmill and exhaust you, then you can't answer the bell when you have to attack those true problems. And we have got to start pinning people down to true problems. I have a solution on crime, poverty, hunger, even health care. And that is everybody works. I'm not talking about job creation that's been kicked to death like a political football. I'm talking about reorganizing our nation so that we finally recognize and inculcate that all work is honorable. And whatever you do or whatever you receive from the government, you actually pay for with work. I'm dead serious. I am deadly serious. The resentment that is caused and the political acrobatics that occur, and you saw this in Mitt Romney's quote about the 47%. You know what? That crowbar of division that is being used so effectively politically has got to be ripped out of the hands of people doing it. Thank goodness you have the Bill Clintons of the world, the Barack Obamas that come along that can enunciate some of the things we ought to do.